Welcome to In This Season podcast, where we unpack the most empowering conversations, have exclusive and inspirational interviews, and host special events. Join Tammy, some call her Butterfly, and explore life's purpose by learning how to embrace each season of your life with confidence, strength, and purpose. Whether you're blooming in the spring, or shining in the summer, or embracing change in the fall, or gracefully hibernating in the winter, get ready to be inspired. Join us right here on this season of In This Season podcast with your host, The Butterfly. It's time, no matter what season it is.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, B. How we gonna do?
Good morning. How you doing, sweetie? You
I'm
doing all right?
doing all right. How you doing?
Good.
All right, let's see.
Driving out this morning, enjoying some coffee.
I know, got my coffee. Got another kind of cup. You inspired by B?
Okay. Yeah. Hey.
Inspired by B. Auntie Richetta says, good morning. Let me tell the ducks to lower it down just a little bit. So, Auntie Richetta says, good morning, Butterfly and nephew and everyone and family. Miss Brenda Davis says, great Tuesday and great everything, great people. Big Mike is in the house. Brother Mike, good morning, everyone. Please join me in congratulating Miss Davis on her outstanding achievement yesterday, breaking her record in the mile run by over 2 minutes. All right, congratulations. Good job. All right, she's feeding her ducks, y'all. Got them in the backyard. All right. Welcome, everybody, and thank you all for joining us today. Another round of Daily Motivations for African American Success. Turning it over.
On the In This Season podcast.
On the In This Season podcast.
Thank y'all for joining us. I know, right? It's okay. Thank y'all so much for joining us and making us another daily part of your morning routine. We appreciate it. And this is as important as brushing your teeth. So appreciate y'all coming here, getting clean, getting fresh, and then going out for the rest of your day and deciding to spend that time with us. So thank y'all for being here. If this is your first time, or if you were here last time, then you should know, or you need to know, that we are going through Daily Motivations for African American Success. This is a book by Dennis Kimbro. Mom's got the book right there. Please get that book. This is the book that has inspired this first season of the In This Season podcast, and God willing, there'll be many more. So appreciate y'all for being along for the ride. A little bit more about this book. This is an amazing book. Make sure you get this book too. High value, low cost book. You know, you can't beat that. High value, low cost. Daily Motivations for African American Success will help you focus on the thoughts, attitudes, and deeds that will lead to the achievement of your true goals. And 365 short, powerful motivations, one for each day of the year. Dennis Kimbro, author of the popular Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice, leads us to discover how to use the present moment and our own gifts to transcend labels, cultivate a positive attitude, become wise enough to know when to say yes and when to say no, and to look inward for answers to life's challenges. Each motivation begins with words of wisdom from such distinguished and celebrated African Americans as Malcolm X, Marion Wright Elderman, Whoopi Goldberg, Charlene Hunter Galt, Bill Cosby, Carl Rowan, Mother Hale, Reverend Leon Sullivan, and hundreds of others. This treasure trove of practical inspiration will give you fresh encouragement every day of the year. What it teaches will last you a lifetime. So again, thank y'all for joining us on day 293 of the In This Season podcast as we read through Daily Motivations for African American Success. Over to you, Mom. Anything on your side?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
Good. That's cool.
I'm good. I think I'm good today. Yeah, pretty good today.
Well,
what about you?
Everything's good on my side. Everything's good. I had a great day yesterday and look forward to having a great day today. Just building up on things that I know that I need to work on personally and enjoying that, really enjoying the process. The process of cleaning up internally, externally, the process of reading more, the process of, being more intentional with time, and making sure because while being intentional with time, make sure that you're getting the time that you need. So I made sure to get out and do a little something for myself yesterday. It didn't cost any money to me, but it was good for me. Went for a nice jog by myself, then went to the weightlifting gym. So I started lifting weights. I usually don't do too much of that. Even though people say I look like I do something, but I'm a fighter. So I like jujitsu, wrestling, and lifting human weights. But yesterday I went and actually did some weightlifting. Came back home, went straight to sleep. I love that sleep after weightlifting. Ain't nothing like it. So I had a good day, good rest, and woke up energized, ready to go to do it again. So
It
that's
shows.
it for
I was
me.
I was looking at you um, before you started saying all that, and you look rested. You look different, a little different. I don't know. There's something on you. Something good on you. So keep it
Yeah,
on. Keep doing
I
what you do.
clean I cleaned the ball.
No, I don't know. No, it's
Cleaned the
different.
ball. I shaped up a little bit, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Just
Yeah.
doing those types of things. Making sure you keep up with yourself. So I did a lot of that yesterday when I had a little free time. So it was a good day to do it. Hope y'all doing the same. Making sure that being intentional about your time, intentional about your day, hitting your goals, and then going to sleep feeling satisfied, um, and time to rest. Like
Yeah.
not just falling asleep because you're exhausted, but going to sleep because it's time to go to bed. And my body let me know that yesterday. So,
I know. I called you last night. Were you
oh yeah,
asleep? See that
yeah,
you
I was
missed a
I
call
was
from me
knocked
last
out.
night. Yeah.
I was probably knocked out.
It's funny, y'all. I said today's Tuesday. So um I've been consistent in my war room, and I was thinking about it's IT day, and I thought, and for me it meant intentional Tuesday, but IT day. IT is the ones that come in and do what you need to do in order for your things to work properly, whether at home or work. But intentional. Just be intentional, as Brandon was speaking about your life, and be honest, y'all. Um, Without going into too much detail, I did realize yesterday how protective we are when it relates to not calling ourselves out. We'd rather create a whole something, a whole show, movie that you ain't in when the movie is titled You, right? So I'm just noticing, and I get it. I get it because to be there, right? I couldn't get it or see it if it wasn't me before. That's the reason I say, boy, I wish I could go back and just apologize to people, because the ones who were in this space where we are now, probably looked at me like, my Lord, and I hope they were praying for me. But yeah, there's an ego, right, that's floating around within us, that's keeping us, from that place. As I listen to gosh, what's her name? Cece, I guess it's BB. Which one is it? Winans, but sing the goodness of the Lord, and it says, "Your goodness is running after me," right? And I thought about how we run from God, because that ego keeps you running. You lying to yourself, and God is chasing you in a sense to just sit down and let your heart thirst for His will, right? And so, in your desires to be more like Him. And that was my prayer this morning. Lord, keep me running after you, or not running from you, right? So that my heart will desire your will for my life, and it will change the road. It will change the day, your life. It will require you to be intentional, but you can't be intentional as long as you are lying to yourself about your mess. We are imperfect people. So let's stop trying to be perfect outside of God, right? Because when you place your life inside in God's hands, you call yourself out. You call yourself out. Like Brandon says, what you don't reveal, you don't heal. So stop playing with yourself. Stop running from God, right? Because you're playing with yourself, you're playing with me, and you're playing with others, and you're playing with the people in your life. So over to you, Brandon, so we can do what we got to do. Where's my book here?
Sounds good. Today is November the 19th. November the 19th. Let's see what we got today, y'all. Our title for today is From the Back of the Pack. From the Back of the Pack. Jackie Joyner Kersey, the Olympic champion, gives us our quote today. She's our distinguished African American. And she said, um, it's better to look ahead and prepare than to look back and regret. That's coming from an Olympic champion. It's better to look ahead and prepare than to look back and regret. After a thrilling come from behind win, Georgetown University basketball coach John Thompson was asked by a reporter what he told his players at halftime to spur them on to victory. I told them that I do not like to lose, Coach Thompson responded. Defeat, to me, means the failure to reach your objectives. Too many people in business, as well as in sports, are afraid of competition. Competition is a part of life, and if you are prepared, victory will certainly be yours. Many of us have never been fond of competition, yet we face it every day. As we apply to college, climb the corporate ladder, or face dozens of qualified candidates in a job interview. In these situations, the pressure always seems to mount. We feel fragmented, unfocused, and fearful. During these trying moments, we can't help but remember similar situations in the past when we quote unquote blew it because we were not focused. And we can't help but remember how we berated ourselves for not being better prepared, at least emotionally. It goes without saying that competition is something unavoidable and that we're going to be more successful in some competitive situations than others. But if we prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally for the opportunities that are available, we will certainly have a much better chance of holding our own. Then we could begin to experience our own come from behind victories. And the affirmation is today, I feel up to the challenge. I'm prepared for anything that comes my way. Again, today, I feel up to the challenge, and I am prepared for anything that comes my way. What do you think about this one, Mom? From the back of the pack.
Back of the pack. It's better to look ahead and prepare than to look back and regret, right? Um, so y'all, where are we going? And from what place? The truth be told, I do think this is a lot of us where we focus more on what has, well, Brandon, I'll go back to
Mm,
the
what's
mind
happening?
thing. Yeah, the mind thing, a memory of the past or a roadmap to your future. Yeah, right, right.
I don't know if you can see that,
Um,
breaking the habit of being myself,
Breaking the habit of being yourself,
yourself. Hmm.
right? Becoming unlearned, unlearning what has been placed on you from trauma, from the experience of life, because life pops on us. But if we are prepared, if we are focused, it's interesting. My reading this morning came from Proverbs 3:5 through 6. That was my morning prayer, and I just selected it from the pop up, and it was about preparing for your day. It was about preparing for your day, coming before God, because that's who we are going to need to get through. And y'all, I don't know what you're doing in the mornings when you get up, right? I don't know. But I'm going to tell you what I do know. If you're not going before God, even if it's just for a little bit, right? But as I say little bit, I think how Tupac says, no, grandma, I want a lot of it. I mean, that's what he said. Asking you want a little bit? No, grandma, I want a lot of it.
A lot of
So
it.
yeah, a lot of it. We ought to want a lot of it of God because God gives us all through the day. We have another chance at life today, y'all, and the greatest gift, one of the greatest gifts. So how dare we not look ahead in preparation of what's to come rather than out of regret, I didn't do this. By now I should be here. Why am I here? Why shouldn't this Why is this not happening? Why? What about what? What is ahead? What is for me, right? Because it says here, competition is a part of life, and it's a competition with yourself. Because that's who we're fighting. The greatest lies we tell are the ones we tell to ourselves. The greatest fight we will ever fight is with ourselves. So some of us have been fighting ourselves all of our lives, right? And imagine a passerby seeing you fighting you, right? And if you're fighting you, you're fighting me. You're fighting you, you're fighting God. You're fighting you, you're fighting your life, your true life, your purpose. You're fighting it. So life's going to pop on us for sure. Competition is a part of life. And if you are prepared, victory will certainly be yours. What are you doing to be prepared? See, because we could come here and play all day. And in some sense, in some parts of my life, when the password thing happened, when I'm looking for stuff and I'm like, what is going on? Right? So that happened for me. But that's another area that I realized that I was failing at, that I wasn't prepared in, that some things were slipping, right? It even led me to, I used to, I'll say this, and I thought about this yesterday. If I'm expecting that $1 million to be a millionaire, and this old Tammy wasn't expecting, had wanted no parts of that. I'm good. But if I want to be a blessing, I should want my cup to runneth over and my saucer too, but to be a blessing, right? Not make $1 million to spend $1 million. On what? And why? But to be a blessing. So I bring that up because, as I mentioned yesterday, I'm going through my account and just like getting everything in order, getting my passwords in order, making sure I do, like at least I used to do, balance my checkbook, right? I still write checks, y'all. Sorry, not sorry. But balance it, right? And as I'm going through it, I'm like, I don't even use this anymore. Why is this still coming out of my account? But if I want God to give me more, I got to be a good steward over what he's given me now, down to the penny, right? Down to the penny. So are we prepared? And as yesterday asked us, what are you prepared to accept? Like, how much money can you accept? How much of God's grace and goodness will your thoughts allow you to accept from God? Or is he just his goodness still running after you because you don't feel prepared, focused, valuable, worthy? And so you're playing with yourself, right? So from the back of the pack, come on up, y'all. Come on up. Because if he did it for me, and if he's doing it for me, and my eyes can now see, believe, and as Proverbs, as I listened to the passages this morning, it was talking about how unprepared, I guess, we are when we face the world without facing God. Y'all remember that passage. And some of us, that's what we're doing. When's the last time that you just sat in God's presence, wanting nothing other than just his presence? That brings you from the back of the pack, right? So is your life, is your thoughts, is your deeds, right? Your actions. Is it a memory of the past, your past, regret, or a map, direction to the future? If there's any power that can reverse the fortunes of race, and I'm talking about the racism against yourself, the racism against people who look like you, because if you're racist to yourself, you're going to be racist to the people who look like you. So let's talk about the true racism. that keeps us in the back of the pack and wanting people who look like us to be back in the pack as well. How dare you go up to the front? We're the same, of the same, come from the same system and situations. So how dare you, my friend, my family member, go from the back of the pack to the front, right? And sometimes we go to the front, but we go on our own. We go without God. We go without seeking him, acknowledging him, being thankful and grateful that our needs are met. We're consistently wanting something new and shiny. And what does that do is it soon wears off. And there you are looking again. And then you go to the back of the pack and you start this process all over again. Let's keep moving forward. Let's keep climbing those mountains, because those mountains, man, they teach us how to trust God and how to be more faithful, right? Hard times, going through some hard times got me here, right? And life pops on us. Like Brandon said one time before, when I get a blessing, every time I'm blessed, I'm waiting on a test, right? Is that how you said it, Brandon? You know? And so, y'all, life is about growing in our faith. It's about growing in our faith. It said, count it all joy, the word says. Count it all joy. And it's hard. It's hard. So going in the war room, going before God in the morning does not keep life from popping on me. It helps me to know that when it pops, God has, number one, allowed it to do so. He is aware, and that he is with me. He is with me. I'm not alone. I'm not alone, you know? And so I've stopped running from God. I've stopped feeling like I'm not valuable, like I gotta stay at the back of the pack, in the back of the pack, pretending that I love myself, pretending that I'm deserving to be at the front of the line. And not just at the front, but leading the line, my line, and the people that God has put in my life to lead, and hopefully following the person or the people who God put in my life to follow. Right? So come from the back of the pack, y'all. Get focused, get prepared, be intentional. I'll stop there, Brandon. I'll stop there. I'll stop there.
Okay. Thank you, Mama. I always enjoy this time with you, and I always like I started taking notes and stuff and little reminders for myself. I start becoming the audience as opposed to the co-host. So I had to catch myself like, oh no, I'm actually on the show. I'm sitting here live right now. So thank you. I appreciate that, Mom, for giving those insights. As for the rest of us, as for all of us, actually, I'll start with the affirmation that says, today I feel up to the challenge. Are you up to the challenge today? Not yesterday. It doesn't matter anymore, right? And tomorrow, the best, if you want to prepare for tomorrow, the best thing you can do is do what you can today, right? Are you prepared, and are you up for the challenge? Remember the P's. I think it's the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. So if you prepare, then you will not have a bad performance. You may not reach every single one of your goals, but remember, another thing that we've said here: ready, fire, aim. Ready, fire, aim. Go ahead and fire your best shot. If it doesn't cost you anything to fire to shoot another shot, then shoot it, right? And then adjust your aim instead of the analysis paralysis of waiting for the perfect shot. There will never be the perfect shot, and the perfect time is always right now. It's easy to put things off under the shadow or under the guise of preparation, of I need to prepare, right? What do you need in order to fire the shot? That's what preparation is. What do you need to curve your ability to make it better, to get another repetition? They say in martial arts, drillers make killers, right? And of course, this killer is talking about somebody that's good at fighting, or able to win in their competition. The more you drill, the more you'll be successful, right? So, for example, when baby lions and tigers and even wolves and dogs, when they play fight, they're play fighting, one, to establish, who's the dominant, who's the leader. These small puppies and things, as they grow older, they want to know who's the strongest among us, who is the most fit for not only survival but for leadership. And the same thing happens with us, you know. But these are actually preparing you not just for leadership, but also to go hunt, right? So now that the lion knows how to bring its brother or sister down, and while it's playful, now those playful things turn into the skills needed to go out there and get the kill. So they're drilling, right? They're drillers becoming killers. So again, uh, what does it take for you to fire? Do you have everything you need? Then go for it. And just because, some people say, well, I have this reason, or my leg hurt, my head hurt, my finances are low, my this, my that. And what I say to that is, just because you have a reason not to do something doesn't mean you have an excuse. Just because you have a reason doesn't mean you have an excuse. As soon as you tell me why you can't, like my mother says, I'll show you someone who has it worse than you that's doing better than you, right? That's competition. That's a reminder. I've had all these opportunities. You can say it like that. I've had all the, look at the opportunities that you've had, and decide that you will not miss up another one that serves you, or that gets you closer to your purpose, right? Because you will think about those, right? And you can bank on those emotions and attachments to the past, or you can let them go and say, you know what? Not again. I'm going to take full advantage of all the windows of opportunity that I have before they close. So for me, knowing that everything is a competition in this world, in this actual world, what we call you know, the Bible calls this world, what the Muslims call in Arabic, the dunya, right? The temporary world, the temporal world. It all fades. So there's a I gotta get it now. There's a scrappiness to it. There's this scarcity mentality, even if it's not true. Even though we read that all the water that's on the planet has always been on the planet, but there's still a sense of scarcity, because time wins all, right? Use take advantage of your health before you lose it. Take advantage of your youth before you lose it. Take advantage of your mind while it's still firing on all cylinders. Take advantage of your body when you can still lift things and move freely, right? Because if you don't, those windows of opportunity will close, some faster than others. So some people, even in their older age, say, I'm too old to start working out. I'm too this, or I'm too that. I haven't worked out in 20 years, right? But somebody else, that excuse was their reason. That excuse was their motivation. I'm getting older. I need to make sure that I can still walk around and fend for myself, and I don't have to rely on other people in order to make sure that I have my needs met, right? I don't want to be a burden to anyone. Not that you are, but your reason, your excuse to not do something is can be somebody else's or your motivation to do something, right? Someone could say, "Well, I'm too, I can't read that well," you know, and somebody will say, so they won't go pick up that book. They won't go get the daily motivations for African American success, right? But someone else will say, man, I'm gonna get the audio book. I might not know how to read, but I'm gonna get the audio book, and I might follow along as best as I can, because I can make out some part of those words. So do what you can with what you have. That's what it is. Take everything that you have at your disposal, everything that God has blessed you with. God has not put your purpose is like a cake, but you have to bake it yourself. but God gives you the ingredients. Don't think for a second that you don't have the ingredients to bake your cake of purpose. You know what I mean? God has already given it to you. It's whether or not you realize it. And you have those ingredients sitting right around you. But whether you have taken advantage of them is up to you. Like my mom used to do, man, there'd be times when I know she didn't feel like going to the grocery store, right? But little Brandon was hungry. And her stomach was probably growling too. Didn't look like anything was in that fridge. Didn't look like anything was in that cabinet or that pantry. But sure enough, mom would go in there, look around. I go back, start drawing something as a kid. By the time I come back, there's a whole meal made. I was just like, came out of thin air. But the ingredients were there, guys. It was its raw material. You didn't see you might see this mountain as something that you have to climb, but not see it as, oh, that mountain has minerals in it that can help me traverse the plane. That has the minerals in it that helps me make a car or an airplane to get over more mountains. So as soon as I climb and conquer this mountain, I'll be more ready and prepared, and I have more experience, and I have more materials to cross the next mountain. Easy. Now I don't even have to climb it. I'm flying over it. So take what you have and do with it what you can. Taking full advantage of every opportunity in front of you, squeezing all of the juice out of what you thought was a lemon to create your lemonade, to create your sense of paradise on earth, right? And this goes not just for in the world, it goes internally too. Coming from the back of the pack. This could be spiritually for you. You may have a history, right? You may have a life of crime. You may have divorce, mental issues, anything like that. And then you can feel the weight of that on your expectation of yourself, on other people's expectation of you, on the prospect of your life and the ability that you have. But again, that's the past. It doesn't matter anymore. And if you want your past to be a predictor of your future, then go ahead and stay there. But if not, then do what you can now. Treat your life like you're the manager of yourself. Like you are not even you, right? Break the habit of being yourself by employing yourself over yourself. See yourself like, I'm not Tammy, right? I'm the butterfly who's transforming Tammy. I'm the manager of Tammy, right? I'm not her critique. So that voice that's inside of your head that would be overly critical of you, of yourself, that voice inside of your head that would push yourself down as far as self-esteem and confidence, make that voice your management. Make that voice your calendar that reminds you, hey, you have something to do. Be impeccable with your word. You said you'd do it. Now get up and go do it. Right? You can change this internal dialogue with yourself to be something that serves you instead of something that severs you. All right? And just because you have a reason not to do something doesn't mean you have an excuse not to, because not only are you depending on you, but there are others watching. You got youth or people that are young people inside of in your family or around you in your midst. They are watching you. They see whatever you do is normalizing. You're normalizing for them. You're making it acceptable for them to do. So if they see you slacking, if they see you not living up to your potential, if they see you discouraged, right? If they see you not being impeccable with your word and not fulfilling your oaths, then that will rub off and that will become normal for them and that will become acceptable for them. And it's not saying that that's an excuse, but at least for the youth, they are impressionable beyond us. So be the example that you want to see in the world. Pull up your pants, tighten up your bootstraps, and get to trucking, because there's no excuse and time waits for no one. Time is undefeated. You want to talk about competition? Time is undefeated, but do your best. Everything is a competition. That job you want, a competition. That the even down to the spiritual stuff. What makes a human being better than another human being? Surely it's not money, it's not wealth, but rather it's their righteousness. It's their ability to purify themselves before they go and meet their creator. It's their ability to glorify the Lord of the world. It's their ability to be the quintessential dignified human being, to fulfill their purpose that they were created for. And if you can do that, you will be better. You can be better than the next person who isn't righteous. And I'm not saying better isn't a part of you're worth more, but what I'm saying is better in the station of the hereafter, better even in this world. And I promise you, there are people that don't have a dime that have peace, and there are people with billions of dollars that don't have peace, that would guarantee you trade everything that they have for a piece of peace. So make sure that your competition, know that your main competition is yourself. Can you do better today than you did yesterday? Can you do better next week than you did this week? Can you push yourself and give 100% of what you have? And like my mom said a couple days ago, you said, y'all, I ain't got it all today. And I'm going to give you all that I got. I'm going to give today all that I have. If I have 80%, 60%, you're going to get all of that 80 or 60%. You're going to get 100% of what I have today. So like yesterday, when I laid down to go to sleep, my body, my mind, everything was pleased, but at the same time, it was tired. It needed that rest. But I was pleased in not only the conviction and the follow through in order to do those things, but also in the results that I felt as far as I did it. I completed everything on my task list today, and I'm going to sleep a little early, you know? So take that with you guys. Do with it what you will, Mom. I know we got to get up out of here because we said 7:30. It's 7:38. So thank y'all for rocking with us, Mom. If you got anything else, we can go ahead and get to it, and then we can head on out for the show.
I just want to read this really quickly. Unlearning, you guys, unlearning is the process of giving up or abandoning knowledge, your present knowledge that is from the past, your ideas from the past, your behavior, and I'll add your subconscious living from a subconscious mindset, right? It involves letting go of old ways. You'll hear that. Letting go of the past. Old ways, old things, old behavior, old ideas, old thoughts that are rooted from old trauma, old experiences, old thinking, right? So die to live. Die to live, right? Right here. There's a death that needs to happen in you, for you. To see, to believe, to have faith, to love yourself. Because we fight hardwired instincts, right? To change. We have to fight against that. You have to be intentional. So it says unlearning can be challenging because it requires confronting limitations, but also letting go of what once worked. But how did it work? Did it work for you or against you? And if you're living from a memory of the past, in a memory of the past, rather than your mind being a roadmap for the future that God not only has for you, but created for you from the day you were born, right? So y'all choose today. Be real with yourself. Don't keep lying to yourself. You know your thoughts. You know your actions. You know when they don't line up, right? You know. And you can't play people who have been there and now know, because they've come from the back of the pack, right? So y'all come from the back of the pack today, right? And as you come, share this video. I dropped the morning prayer that dropped on my page when I went into my war room. I'm just asking God to lead me, not allow. I don't want to look for it, because if I look for it, like Brother Trent says, if I try to call it, I'm gonna spoil it, right? So be intentional. It's Intentional Tuesday. Let's be intentional. Do the work today. Don't walk away and forget what you heard. Don't stand before that mirror. And Brandon, you talked about the mountain. don't see the mountain and act like you don't see it because you don't want to climb it. You don't want to come from the back of the pack and climb it. So climb your mountain today. First, see it, climb it, and know that you're not climbing it alone. And if you are, it's because you're running from God, because his goodness is chasing after you, because he loves you that much, no matter what you've been through, no matter what you've been through or are going through. Let go, let God. All right, Brandon.
We'll end it there. Well, again, guys, thank y'all for rocking with us this morning. We appreciate y'all being here, and we love to be here. So thank y'all so much. Today is November 19th. Our title from Daily Motivations for African American Success is From the Back of the Pack. And Jackie Joyner-Kersee, the Olympic champion, said, "It's better to look ahead and prepare than to look back and regret." Again, it's better to look ahead and prepare than to look back and regret. And our affirmation, I want y'all to take and share with someone. Share this internally. Share it with your friends. Share it with people that you come into contact with today. Today, I feel up to the challenge. I'm prepared for anything that comes my way. And you can say it in a multitude of different ways. You can ask somebody, "Are you up for the challenge today?" They'll be like, "What do you mean?" You'd be like, "Are you prepared for anything that comes your way today?" They say, "Yeah." Like, "All right, then, me too. Let's go." That little bit of motivation in the elevator, that little bit, that quick second can help someone out and can help you out. Stay motivated, stay encouraged, and we'll see you here tomorrow at the same time, same place on In This Season podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and share this on your Facebook pages. We appreciate it. Take care. Peace.
Peace. Come on, Brandon.
Oh, there you go. He's so sad. All right, y'all have a good one, okay?
Go be great.